Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, February the 6th, 2023. Monday, February 26th, 2023. And today's episode was typically, okay. I'll get to whoever was decent, right? But I'm going to take care of the Rudy Poos first. Rudy Poo number one. Well, no, they're not Rudy Poo. They're not Rudy Poo. It's interesting to see Austin is always manhandling Mason. That's what's interesting to me. There has to be some type of hierarchy because they actually are cousins, right? But some type of hierarchy where Austin is truly above Mason, right? Is that because Austin is the doctor and Mason is like the gopher? You bring the hurt people to, you move stuff around. I mean, realistically, there's some reason Austin doesn't just knock Mason doesn't just knock Austin out. There's something. And I would really like for them to peel back the layers of Austin's story, which is why I feel they are going to put him and Ava together eventually, because they both got that same kind of past going on. And you hear Austin overheard Mason talking about he's going to be following that chick that gave him a hard time in Austin's office. And Austin's like, you leave Ava alone. And he goes, oh, somebody wants Ava all to himself. And he goes, we're friends. And I'm thinking, look how fast that happened, y'all. Bam. Just a week with we are friends, right? I knew it. I already knew they were going to you could tell they're going to do it. So now, Rudy Poo number one, I guess. That right there, everybody. I mean, that right there. What is that? She stomped on his heart, told him she was pregnant with another man's baby. Did Elizabeth and Finn ever even sleep together? Really? Have they? I'm trying to remember. Did they ever? Right? And I said it Friday. He's going to say, no, Liz, don't turn yourself in. I know what I have to do because that's just not, I don't know what I was thinking. That's not me. It's just, Elizabeth, that's been you since the time you were a troubled teenager. That's been all you, right? And of course, I've treated you so bad. She named all the things she did to Finn to hurt him. And you still care. And I would have been, well, chick, now that you named everything, no, I don't. Because it took you saying it out loud to me for me to realize what a absolute doormat I've been for you. So no, done with them. Okay. So now a good scene. See, good scenes. Spencer. Laura is so upset, right? Spencer is sitting her down and talking to her calmly. Really, just, and he is explaining himself so well as to why, nope, his father does not get another chance with him and he's still standing his ground. And she's like, what do you have on him? What do you have? I mean, it's almost like Spencer's detached from the family and Laura is saying like, what do you have on my child? Right? Because I'm mama bear. I got to protect my child, and that's her grandchild who's calmly administering the TKO. Okay. So they sit down and he goes, grandmother, you have to stay far away from what I know. You can't know what father has done. Not you. And she goes, would it jeopardizes me being the mayor? Grandmother, you can be nowhere around this. And you know what all Laura can do is, Like, yeah, you know, Laura, Madam Mayor, okay? So Spencer sits down with her, and it was so interesting watching him. Did you know at one point he had his hand behind her back, trying to comfort her? Look, it's okay, grandmother. It's okay. Your son is 3 years old again. It's okay. All right. He needs a time out, grandmother. A time out, right? I'm not going to turn my back on him. I should have stayed on that island and raised him. I should have stayed on that island where they messed with my mind and I half knew who I was. They weren't letting her raise Nikolas. They allowed limited contact with her and Nikolas on that island. Limited. But I should have stayed there. Chick, Lucky was all jacked up and you raised him. So, no, Laura, no. Nikolas is doing this of his own making, and that's Nikolas. So now we get Nikolas. Nikolas, he's showing up at Castodine Island. He's telling Ava, he finally told Ava the whole truth, and Ava's kind of crying. She goes, why would you let me believe all of that? And then he said he was keeping Esme held captive, and you knew everything on that video was a lie. I was protecting you, which was true. I mean, realistically, I don't understand how that video is still even remote leverage, but it's remote leverage because Nikolas is allowing it to be leverage, right? Esme is not dead at all. I don't care that tape was in my voice. Deny it. We were play acting. Why would I let her record something like that? Didn't you see the piece of paper in my hand? I was trying to memorize some lines she wrote for me. you know? Oh, but then now that he's told Ava the whole story about him keeping Esme held captive up in the tower, now she's got the real skinny on him, right? She knows exactly the real deal that she could leverage. So then he decides in the 9th hour to do a Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on her. And he goes, you have weaponized and taken my son, turned my son against me, weaponized my son against me to try to take my unborn child for an eye, Ava. And then when he made that mean face, right? She's looking at him. What's that supposed to mean? He goes, I'm taking Avery. And she goes, that's ridiculous. You have absolutely no leverage to get custody of Avery. None. I got my backing of Uncle Victor. And we will. And Ava steps in front of him. Nikolas, I'm not going to let you do that. And he turns and he's getting ready to stomp away. She picks up whatever that little bookend or crazy gargoyle, whatever that thing is, hits him in the back of the head, right? And I thought, ooh, uh-oh, yikes. Let's not have another almost dead body on your hands, Ava. See, she lost her cool because he threatened her daughter. Because Ava could have simply said, let me tell you something. You and your Uncle Victor are absolutely positively no match for me and Avery's father, Sonny Corinthos. So, game on, Nikolas. Game on, right? Say, because Nikolas, Sonny can't stand you. Sonny's ready to pummel you every chance he gets. Now, you think you're going to get a hold of my Avery. Yeah, I'd like to see you try. You're going to be running for the rest of your life. You understand me? You and your Uncle Victor. So, and let's talk about your Uncle Victor while we at it, idiot. Who arranged all of the little perks that I wanted in the divorce? Your Uncle Victor, right? Uncle Victor was having a bunch of meetings with me. Uncle Victor's actually been flirting with me and making advancements at me. So you got Uncle Victor on your side? I beg to differ, ex-husband. Your Uncle Victor is right here on my hip. There we go. There we go. So now you run along. Try to find your Uncle Victor. Both y'all know exactly where I'll be. And let him huff and puff right on out of there. Right? Let him leave. Soon as he walked out of there, pick up the phone. Sonny, Nikolas Cassadine just threatened our child. That's all. That's it. That's all she would have wrote. That's all she would have to have done is that. And Sonny would have been DEFCON on that, Nikolas. So it's interesting. I think bottom line, Austin is on his way to Windermere because he's trying to stop Mason. Last I checked, there's launches, right? Really, it should be Austin and Mason on the exact same launch. And why is the launch bringing people to Windermere unannounced? That'd have been the first thing I changed. Anybody, before you bring anybody across that water to my island, you better be picking up the intercom phone and saying, I got this crazy looking guy named Mason Gatlin wanting to come over. I got this doctor, Austin Gatlin Holt, wanting to come over. And it'd be let Austin over, but I don't know that other creep. Leave him over there on the mainland, right? Come on now. Now, what will not, I won't spend a lot of time on, won't at all. Chase, Blaze, Link. Won't do it because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. For Blaze to feel like Chase is her only savior, then chick, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because I'm not a forever kind of thing here. You know I'm getting back to the force, Blaze. But I can't get out of my contract. Sometimes you got to choose. You got to know. But I can't work another day for that sexual harasser. And when Chase finds out that Brooklyn sold out, every woman sold out, including herself, he's going to look at her with disgust. And then before she signed, before Chase interrupted them, did you hear when Link said, oh no, there's also just one other thing before you sign. One other thing that you have to do. And she's like, what is it? He didn't get a chance to tell her. Ooh, that's going to be good what she has to do. That's going to be really, really good. All right, everybody. Let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. I tell you, we got so many comments and comment corners that I am going to breeze right through them. I know I say that all the time, that I'm going to breeze right through comment corner. I'm trying to pull up my comments right now. They were up. I just don't know why they did not stay up. You know, what's going on with that? So anyway, here we go. There they are right now. Okay. Comment corner. So we have comments from Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, let me make these bigger. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Gwendolyn says, no, he didn't just threaten to do something to Avery. That's Sonny's child. I'm with you, Gwendolyn. I'm with you, right? There will be war. Nikolas has lost his mind. Absolutely, positively. He sure has. Dacia says Brooklyn is so selfish. She doesn't care about anybody but herself. She doesn't think about any, I don't get this part, any more what other want. She doesn't think about what other people may want. No, she doesn't. Only herself. Cindy says that's very true. The Cassadines would have the most up-to-date security cameras, camera security, and supposedly have security staff on premises. I know. This isn't the old days where people had to look out to see who's ringing their doorbell. And now, and how did Nikolas know Ava would even be there? I know. The whole thing is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ruth says, yes, Dagata was on One Life to Live. She would always fight with Blair. That's why she was making the comparison of Portia and Jordan fighting back and forth, just like Taylor and Blair on One Life to Live. And then Ruth says she's tired of Jocelyn. She's 19 acting like she's 9. No, oops, 3. And then, yep, she's Finn and Elizabeth deserve each other. Honestly, she should tell Scott what has been going on so Scott could, perform some legal ease for her. Help her out legally so that Elizabeth could protect herself, right? And then we have Anne. Anne says, Ava's sister is Mason's boss. It could actually be that other Jerome. What's her name? Cassandra Jerome. I think that was her name. And Gwendolyn says, I'm so excited. I didn't know if Nikolas was going to save Ava from the hook killer, or is Austin going to save Ava from Nikolas, or nothing is going to happen. Well, something happened, right? Nikolas is the one that needs to be saved right about now. And Gwendolyn also said Heather told Ryan that she, Ryan, and Esme were going to escape. Willow is not out of the woods yet. Laura is the mayor because of Spencer. I know about that whole election box tampering. And Kevin says, you are the best. So smart and funny. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Really enjoyed your recaps. And of course, Comic Corner. Well, that's because it's like we're talking to each other, everybody. It's like we're talking to each other. Richard says, another great review and daily recap, lady. I'm with you. Spencer is a true Cassadine. From sticking it to his father, and Josh and Dex are going to get into some real trouble since when Sonny finds out about their romance love. Your depiction of the characters on screen, you did a clappy for me. Thank you so much. And YAA said, the dialogue between Chase and Brooklyn is so juvenile. Who's writing them? 2 attractive adults would not behave this way. Not at all. I can't take it. I honestly, positively cannot take it. Anita says, Spencer is very Cassadine. When he was calmly telling Nick why he would give up his parental rights to his child, he was great. Yes, he was. And Ariana said, daily recap, lady, I agree with you 100% with the storyline of Chase and Brooklyn. I am past disappointed, and calling it a nightmare is being kind. This mess is why I can't stand Elizabeth. Oh my God, I don't like Elizabeth either. She is, she's in a mess by her own choice. However, we should all feel sorry for her because that's just not me. That's just not me. And now Finn, like the rest of the idiots before him, is gonna take up for Elizabeth as well. That's right. Jocelyn Dex, another storyline I'm over. They will get caught. She'll blame Cameron. Ava and Austin would be great together. I see it, and it's starting, right, everybody? Ava will end up with Mason. No, Ava will end Mason and the boss. Spencer brought it today, and he didn't blink. Nikolas is getting the hook. Really? I mean, I kind of think they forgot about the hook, right? I mean, goodness gracious. Jody said, I love the scene with Spencer. That boy can act. Um, I was cheering him and screaming at the TV. Yes, yes, go Spencer. I was just like, woo. TKO. That was me, right? Patricia says Gia was Taggart's sister, who Nikolas liked and dated, and his uncle Stefan did not approve. Not because she was black. Stefan said it was because she was not royalty. He said if she was an African princess, it would have been okay because the Cassadines are Russian royalty. Gia was just a townie, a person of the town, just like Spencer jokingly calls Cameron. He did used to always call Cameron a townie. Thanks for the great recap and great photos of Austin and Ava and Jocelyn and Dex kissing in the window. You're welcome for all of that. Thanks. And you know what? That's what kind of takes me time is I have to physically snip and Photoshop some of these pictures together and I have to do a lot before I can actually come and do a daily recap. But I think, see, to me, it adds for a better episode experience. Since I can't play live video clips, because they belong to the network or the subscription channels that they're lending some of these shows to, the next best thing are just pictures. And it does take time. And sometimes I'm so tired. I just want to get to the talking about the recap. But you know what? If you want something quality, something that pretty much stays within the theme, then I got to do what I got to do with the pictures, right? Now, sometimes if you notice, especially last week, there was only a couple pictures. Look, if there's nothing worth me snipping, I don't snip and fix it. Because if I can only get one good picture, so be it. That's the network's fault, right? Lucy says, it was snowing in Port Charles today. I know. Did you see that fake snow on Austin's jacket? Him and Mason out there loved it. Lucy says Chase will probably continue on as Blaze's singing partner. And look, guess what? He sure did. After Blaze told him she couldn't go on without him because of Link's sexual harassment behaviors, not just with her, but with Brooklyn too. Jane says Charlotte is going to rule the family. That would be funny. Look, there have been plenty of mob boss women on General Hospital that ruled their organization. Miss Wu, right? Selena Wu, that's only one of many. We had Claudia Zakara. We have, I think Ava's sister's name is Cassandra Jerome. And we had Ava Jerome for a hot minute. We had Carly for a hot minute. There have been some definite, Helena Cassadine was the worst ruler of whatever she was trying to rule. Wow, I don't know. Okay, Dacia says Nikolas might kill Ava. Austin might think his cousin killed Ava. I think Austin will save Ava, kill his so-called Austin will save Ava and kill his so-called cousin. Well, then you make up your mind, Dacia, is Ava gonna get killed or not, right? Dacia says Nikolas might kill. Here we go. No, that was just a double comment. Sometimes I hate it when that happens. You get some doubles coming in here. Sandy says, I hope Finn doesn't go back to Looney Liz. Well, guess what happened, Sandy? All it took was for her to say, I'm going to turn myself in. For him to, no, I'm there for you, Liz. I'm there. Liz is a professional liar. She sure is. Ava could bring Trina and Spencer to stay with her. Trina will need a place to stay once she finds out her mother has lied about her father. She sure will need a place to stay, right? And then Lucy says, Finn, don't go back to Liz. That relationship wasn't hot anyway. It absolutely positively was not. The best relationship, which was an awkward relationship for Finn, was when he was with Anna. At least he got a little of his little daredevilness in him, but he was still boring. Still boring. And he can't hold a candle to Valentine. Valentine and Anna are the best, right? Then that actor to me was the best when he played Caleb the vampire on Port Charles. Because look, vampires are dark, broody. They don't say very much, right? They don't say too much. And that's Finn. That's definitely Finn. So anyway, everybody, that is it. That's it for another daily recap on General Hospital. Let's see if we have a good week. I want to have a good week. This is February. Soaps are supposed to ramp up in February for February sweeps. So let's see if that happens. But I'll be back tomorrow for another daily recap for General Hospital.